What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So we have some news. We have actually good news to talk about when it comes to the first infrastructure bill and the second infrastructure bill, that human infrastructure or the stimulus package. So we're going to talk about that right now. But first off, on this channel, we talk about news that matters. If that sounds like something interesting to you, please subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. And like always, if you see my name and a picture of me in the comment section, make sure you also see a check mark next to my name. That check mark signifies that it's me. If you do not say that check mark, it's not me. It's someone trying to impersonate me. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about where we are when it comes to the first infrastructure bill and the human infrastructure, that second infrastructure bill. So right now, at the current time, we have Congress, we have the House, they are doing procedural votes. So they're going to do a procedural vote for that second infrastructure bill, and they plan to vote on the first infrastructure bill later today. However, even though the plan is to vote on the first infrastructure bill and the second infrastructure bill today, the talk is they're still negotiating. They're still negotiating that second infrastructure bill, and you still have some moderates in the Democratic Party in the House that they're not comfortable with moving forward at the current time. So hopefully they'll be able to figure this out and vote, do the procedural vote, as well as vote for the second infrastructure bill. Now, it's good news that they're voting today. However, it's just the beginning, because after the House votes on both these bills, that second infrastructure bill still needs to be approved by the Senate, and it still needs to be approved by the Senate parliamentarians. So everything that's in the second infrastructure bill, we might not see some of this stuff. Some of this stuff might be pulled out because the Senate parliamentarian will say, look, this is not allowed in a reconciliation bill. Kind of like what happened in the last reconciliation bill when they were talking about the $15 an hour minimum wage, and then the Senate parliamentarian came down and said that doesn't qualify, and so they had to take it out. So we might see something similar once this second infrastructure bill goes to the Senate. And then we're still looking at Senator Manchin, Senator Sinema. How do they feel about this? We don't know yet. So the House is going to go ahead and move forward. They're going to vote on the second infrastructure bill as well as the first infrastructure bill. That second infrastructure bill will go over to the Senate, and now the Senate is going to have it, and they're going to amend. They're going to make some amendments. We know that already. And those amendments, that's going to be another whole process. That's going to take some time, and it's going to be back and forth, negotiating, all of that, and then we'll have to see where they go. Because remember, if you just look back, the first infrastructure bill, the hard infrastructure bill, if you look back, the Senate approved the hard infrastructure bill. They sent it over to the House. It's still sitting in the House 2 months later. And so the Senate can take as much time as they want. We already know Senator Manchin wants to take more time. He wants to means test this. He wants to see exactly how much this is going to cost. So we could be in a situation where the House passes the second infrastructure bill, sends it over to the Senate, and the Senate sits on it for a month or maybe even 2 months. However, I think this December deadline, when it comes to the debt ceiling and funding the government, I think that will come into play. So I don't see it going past December 3rd, but at the current time, we could be looking at a situation where it goes up to the beginning of December before we see anything when it comes to the second infrastructure bill. And so that's what we're looking at right now when it comes down to it. So Democrats are still trying to negotiate, try to figure this out. I think, and someone in the comments posed this, and I agree with them. When it comes to President Biden, he needs to take the gloves off. He needs to get in there and say, look, this needs to happen. And he needs to pull Senator Manchin aside. He needs to pull Senator Sinema aside. And we hear that they're talking, but this is one of those things where this needs to go down, and it needs to go down now. The sooner the better, because right now we saw the election on Tuesday. We saw how Republicans are now starting to gain steam, and that's what they want. They want this division. They love this division within the Democratic Party, because that means that they have an opportunity in 2022 to regain the House and regain the Senate. And so that's what they want. And it comes down to this. And this is really the way our two-party system works. It's not productive at all, because you're always going to have that one side that is hoping whoever's in power is not doing well. That way they can come in power. So you're just going around in a circle, basically, because one party's in power, they try to do things, the other party tries to keep them from doing things and hope that things go bad. That way they have something to run on, and then they gain power. And then when they gain power, the other side is hoping the same thing. And so it's very, very hard to move forward because you're always going to have that tug of war, that pulling back and forth when it comes to the two-party system. So I want to know what you guys think about the whole two-party system anyway. So let me know down below because we're seeing this, and we're seeing Republicans right now. They're staying quiet. They're not saying much, but they're watching everything. They're seeing this division within the Democratic Party, and they're running on that. They're running on the chaos that they're seeing. That's all I have for you guys today. So make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel and hit the little bell, because the next couple of weeks it's going to be busy. It's going to be really busy. Once this bill gets approved in the House, the second infrastructure bill gets approved in the House and goes over to the Senate, that's when it's game on, because that's when we're going to really start seeing these politicians coming out and saying, okay, this is what I need, this is what I want. And then they're going to amend this second infrastructure bill, and then ultimately it will go back to the House. So once the Senate amends it, approves it, it will go back to the House for final approval, and then it will go to the president. And so we're hoping they can do all this in November. That's the hope. So anyway, if you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.